Hey guys, Bailey showed up at the end of the podcast completely hammered, and the rest of it is all on the Patreon pod. You're going to want to see what he does.
Autistic big ginger out of his mind. A lot of slurs.
It's crazy. Tune in. What's up? We have a show in Austin, guys. All right. On the 18th. All right. Right? Yeah. 18th. It's a Sunday. We shall see you there. Okay. Yeah. Get the tickets. We'll put them in the bio, but they're also on the Vulcan Theater's website. Okay. Now to the pod.
Yeah. A little Pliny the Elder there.
A little Pliny the Elder given to me by a friend of the channel. He's a fan, and he's also, he is homeless. He lives in his car, and he's a comedian that we met. And as soon as I heard those two things, you're a fan, you live in your car, you're homeless. You're on the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not a high bar.
Matthew.
It's a low bar, actually.
It's a low bar. It's a low bar.
It's the lower the bar, the lower you are, the better. But Matthew's a nice guy. We're not just saying you're a complete piece of shit, and that's why you're on the couch, Matthew. He's also a nice guy.
He's also a nice guy. Had a good, funny set at the open mic we were at, which is another thing that was cool. And we're happy to have you here. So
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
So cheers. Thank you for the Pliny the Elder beers. This is, guys, I mean, we're not sponsored by them or anything, but this is one of the best beers I've ever had. Not even kidding. It's $8 a bottle, but holy crap, this is a good beer.
So, Matthew, where's your vehicle right now?
It's across the street.
Is the dog in it?
It is.
Does the dog snarl at passerbys?
He barks at them.
Danny, he scared me a little bit because we were thinking about putting him in here or something.
No, dude.
And he goes, I go, well, what would happen if he saw a little dog? And he goes, he'll maul it to death.
Immediately. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's a rescue from Coachella Valley, and he really has a thing against these little dogs, and I didn't understand it until one day I was driving down the street in Indio, and I saw a pack of wild feral chihuahuas. And all of a sudden it clicked. I'm like, you were on the streets fighting for food against these evil chihuahuas in a pack.
What if you got a mid-sized dog? What if you got a Labrador? Will he kill it?
If it attacks him.
What if it's just chilling?
If it's just chilling, he's gotten to the point where he'll chill too.
But if there's a small dog that's just chilling, it's dead.
He really wants to go for the jugular.
Wow.
Danny, it's almost like he grew up in a neighborhood where, you know, the chihuahua was running wild. All right. And they were a little annoying. Okay. And he might be discriminatory.
You know, chihuahuas, they come from Mexico.
Oh my, I was not thinking that. I was not thinking
they displace American labor.
Oh.
A lot of times they're undocumented. They're murderers, and they're, to quote Donald Trump.
Maybe this pit bull that you saved in Coachella Valley, maybe he had ties to the Border Patrol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just working for Border Patrol.
Yeah. I think he needs to be, he has some sort of position in the MAGA organization because he hates Mexicans more than the borders are. We got Tom, whatever his name is.
100%. I think we get him a little MAGA hat. I think we get your pit a little MAGA hat. You know what I mean?
How do you... a dog, because there's so many little dogs in Los Angeles. How do you function with a pit bull that wants to kill every little dog?
It's really tough, man. It's really fucking tough.
Tell me some stories.
Every day is just like, okay, this wasn't in LA, but I was in Tahoe last summer, and a little Jack Russell Terrier just came running up to him on the attack. We're just out chilling for a walk in Tahoe City. And the next thing I know, that dog's in Kona's mouth.
Oh.
And the lady's screaming at me, why do you have an aggressive attack dog? You're such a to bring him into our neighborhood. I'm like, we were on a walk. Your dog's the one. And I'm like trying to pull it out of Kona's mouth. I'm like, your dog is the one that attacked us.
Did that dog survive?
Yeah, he survived.
How wounded was he?
He wasn't. Kona didn't. I literally pulled him out. It was like just this fluid, just sort of, pull the dog out of his mouth. The lady's screaming at me. The kids are watching.
Yeah.
That's like a typical day.
But my thing is, like,
that happens a lot. Huh?
He deals with this, but if you were living in a car, Danny, wouldn't you want an absolute beast with you like that? What's a lab going to do?
It's going to warn you if somebody's trying to break into the car, and then you can go for your gun.
Okay, well, he doesn't have a gun. Do you have a gun?
I do not.
He doesn't have a gun in the car.
He could get a gun. It's LA, post-COVID. You can get a gun.
Maybe, but the pit, anybody that comes near the car gets a little bark. It's like, I'm out.
Leo, give me a Zin right now.
Oh, what the hell?
If we're going to talk about more pit bull stuff.
What is going on?
This is in honor of the little Chihuahua or the Jack Russell that got mauled.
Flavored. You might not like those, but
okay,
you know what?
Great.
Bear, you be a tough man.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
You're gonna need a spitter in about 3.5 seconds. You're gonna need a spitter.
I'm gonna need
do what this guy Jordan used to do at the Valley College. The most disgusting guy I've ever known. But he would just spit the dip on his shirt and then just play the rest of the game and practice like that.
Guys like
over
that,
and over again.
There should be a special program where one undocumented migrant can take an American's position if they do stuff like that.
He's a lawyer now, and he's doing okay. None of us thought he was going to make it, to be honest, because he used to say he wanted 30 good years. He was on so much coke and stuff, but then the guy turned it around.
He wanted to die at 30?
He said he wanted to die at 30.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Not really. I can't relate to it too much, but
yeah,
going out at 30, what if I just declared I wanted like one more year?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a fun year.
I mean, it'd be a fun year. It's going to be, I think Adderall is going to be part of it, of every day.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you only got 1 year left, you're not going to be getting a good night's sleep each night. So, yeah, you might need some Adderall. Matthew, you can come. We can go to the dog park on one of the last months I have left and just let that thing loose.
Oh.
Just say, go boys, go. I know exactly which dog park I'm going to do that at, too.
Hell yeah.
Is it the Hollywood Hills one?
No, actually, it's actually not even a dog park. It's a place up in Oregon where the people just have sort of taken over a local park and decided that it's an off-leash dog park.
Yeah.
And then I was up there one time with my dog, and another dog came and attacked him, and he fought back. And all of a sudden, the guy pulls up his shirt. He's got a 9mm tucked into his jeans, and he goes, "Heal your dog, motherfucker, or I kill it right here."
What?
Yeah. So I'd like to go to that dog park.
It sounds like you're going to go out like John Wick. All right. It sounds like you're going to have to bring your gun, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down. If I've only got a couple months to live, I might as well. But I'm curious, when you say dogs run up and attack your pit bull, are you sure they're not like, oh,
No. And
then your pit bull's like,
I was in Canyon Country walking him the other day.
So this is you doing like a dog that's like a friendly hey.
Yeah, no,
it's a little aggressive.
That's not the look. I know that look. That's not the look we get.
This is what they do too. They go.
They do which is something I wish we could do to people. I mean, if you could just get up in someone's asshole right when you meet them, you know a lot about a person.
It's licking a girl's has become the new sign of immense approval of how she looks, because I hear it more and more, mostly from Tahita, the new cameraman.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I show him a girl who's really hot, he's like, "Oh man, I would do anything just to eat her." And it really is the mark of when you know a girl's just a knockout. If you will eat her, no questions asked.
Matthew, you are from a different generation. How do you feel about eating?
Yeah, I was just about to say, what the is up with this fascination of acting?
Oh, we're into it. Leo's into it. I'm into it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think
Jesse's into it.
Jesse's into it. Danny got me more into it, I think. It's just kind
Brooks
of
is into it.
Brooks, do you? Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's just,
how do you not get sick?
Well, I don't know. It's never happened.
Because women shower. I mean, he might be. If you're eating girls who also live in their cars, that's a problem. They need running water.
Yeah, that's true. Don't they?
This is getting intense.
I saw a bumper sticker this guy had on it, said driving fast and eating.
Yeah,
like
that's all there is in life.
Up the new generation,
Damn,
right?
I should
drive fast and eat ass.
I drive the speed limit, so I need a bumper sticker too.
Says that.
Yeah.
Drive the speed limit and eat. If we made that bumper sticker, maybe we sell.
Hey, Jesse got me a spitter, dude. Thank you. I just about needed it.
Good. Now you're gonna throw up. The thing is, Matthew, what is it like living in a car in Los Angeles?
It's better than living in a hotel in Los Angeles.
Is it really, though?
For me.
What about the Beverly Hills Hotel?
For me, it is.
Okay, Danny.
Obviously,
the Beverly Hills Hotel would be nice.
I used to live at Tower 1 at the Signature Towers at MGM Grand in Vegas.
Wow.
Okay.
And I was living there right about the time you started your channel back in 2017.
Wow. Okay.
That's where I was living, right above Wet Republic.
Wow.
It was such a pain in the.
Why?
Like just to go and get some fried chicken, I'd have to sometimes wait 20 minutes for the elevator. Like if EDC was in town, I have to wait an hour for the elevator.
Wow.
Because there's no separate elevator for residents. So that
sounds like a Vegas thing, though. That sounds like an MGM thing in particular. Because I live in a high rise right now, and I don't have to ever wait more than 10 seconds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's how I thought it was going to be. Right.
Don't flex
I'm waiting
on our
for
boy,
the elevator.
Okay? Don't flex on our boy.
Yeah, quick elevator.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of that 10-second wait. I'm telling you.
But no, so living in the car, the thing that would kill me is having to wake up when the sun comes up. You can't sleep in because it's too bright.
Right.
And then also the temperature. Also, tell me, I want to know everything. What sucks about it? Where do you sleep? What's your sleeping position? Tell me. Oh, man, this is really starting to get to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, you just did a sixer, buddy. It's too much for
All
you.
right. Well, I got to get up when the sun comes up anyway to go run with the pit bull.
Nice.
So that once I adopted him, my days of sleeping in were over. I mean, if I could, I would sleep till 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Like this is about the time of day when I'm ready to greet the world.
So he's a healthy pit bull. He absolutely fits in the MAGA movement, the Maha movement, make America healthy again. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. could be running out. Imagine Robert F. Kennedy Jr. jogging shirtless next to your pit bull and trying to get Mexicans out of the country. Continue.
Chihuahuas out of the country.
Chihuahua.
What's up with the Maha? Like, when exactly was America healthy?
I think 60s,
time
the 60s.
Probably. Maybe? No, it is. He's got a good point. Like, Americans were never fucking healthy.
Yeah.
America used to be great, and I mean, it still is great, but it never used to be healthy. I agree with you.
Same thing with the MAGA movement. Every time I've asked somebody, which date would you want to go back to? When was it great?
Instead of healthy, they should say hot, because that's kind of what we mean. I mean, in the 60s, guys were smoking cigs, but that's an appetite suppressant. You know what I mean? So everybody, you couldn't be fat. You know what I mean?
My grandpas died before I was fucking born because they were eating and drinking and smoking their fucking lives away. So I agree. And I agree. I would not want to live in any other era of America. Maybe arguably just being born 10 years earlier. But then again, like, we wouldn't have YouTube.
Yeah.
So you're fucking right. Like, I'm with you. I don't necessarily hate Trump, but I am with you that the Maha thing is kind of, it's not really true that America, I mean, 100 years ago, you died in a coal mine when you were 35 from black lung, or you got shipped overseas and you died in a trench in Europe. So yeah, I'm with you.
They just need to drop the A, that last A. Make America healthy. Just leave off the A.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Again, when?
I agree.
When the fuck again?
Matthew's tripping me out right now. I'm buzzing, dude. I'm buzzing. I like it.
Nice.
You're speaking facts to me. But now tell me about the fucking
I almost got punched asking that question. I'm like, okay, dude, you want to make America great again? Let's get in the DeLorean.
Yeah.
What date should I go back to?
You know, somebody.
Tell me.
I just wanted when it was cool to cheat, dude. I just want to go back to then.
You can still cheat all you want.
But it's not cool, all right?
It
used to be like, dude, if you didn't have a mistress, you were a bitch.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
it's like, dude, you got a mistress, you're a piece of dude. I saw a clip. So the Clips channel puts like clips of us talking up there, and like it got into the algorithm for the regular crowd, and everybody was talking shit about me because I was talking about getting pussy into your 50s. Everybody was like, oh, this guy never wants to be a man.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what is this?
Listen, if we go back to the time of Elder Pliny, back then, everybody was fucking everybody. Yeah. There was the only times societies historically have been monogamous and like emphasized marriage is like the start of the Roman Republic. Times when like nations are being formed. It always happens where once you get rich, people start fucking. Okay? Deal with it. Yeah. And I will say, somebody asked me yesterday, who's more extreme? The people who voted for Kamala or the people who voted for Trump? And I said, probably the people who voted for Trump, because the most extreme people on the left didn't vote for Kamala. They're fucking like Genocide Joe, burn it all down, we're communists, fuck the system. And there are Trump people that are like in a cult. Yeah. That absolutely exists. Yeah. So I'm kind of with you on that, Matthew. Now, how do you sleep? Do you sleep upright in a chair?
No.
In your car?
I sleep in the back seat.
Okay, the back seat.
I sleep in the back seat.
Fetal position?
Yeah, because that's how I sleep anyway. Like if I were to check in to the hotel, I'd be sleeping in the exact same position that I sleep in the back seat.
And you're undefeated against cramps. You never get like a little, and you got to stretch the leg out.
I have there's
you roll down a window so you can put your legs out?
There's so many different positions to do the stretching.
Okay, like so you can do it.
It's a Lexus SUV, so there's a lot of stuff to like hang your legs on. And
what year?
Your legs.
What year is that fucking?
2006.
Okay.
It's an old one.
Yeah, well, they're reliable cars.
They are. They're great.
That's a great, if you're going to live in your car, it better be a Japanese vehicle.
I agree with that.
I think so. Leather seats, too. Leather seats are a must if you're going to live in your car.
Okay. I wonder if, because right now Teslas have self-driving, when Japanese vehicles get self-driving, I wonder if they're all going to drive themselves off cliffs.
If it's AI, then it's going to be accurate to what maybe a Japanese person would do, and that would be a problem.
It cuts somebody off in traffic. It's like, oh, dishonor. It just has to go find a wall to drive into, or
an eclipse happens, and I don't know, something. It just has a feeling that it's the time, and it's your time too.
Yeah,
your car decides.
I'm thinking it's more of a dishonor thing.
Okay. Like, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Like if it cuts somebody off, if it doesn't merge properly, if it like waits too long at a red light and people honk at it.
Runs
I think
red.
one honk, and the Japanese vehicle will kill itself.
Oh, dude. It's not going to be able to be in LA or New York.
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to have to only use it like in real like God-fearing cities in the South or something.
Or Tokyo, dude. Maybe.
Tokyo.
In Tokyo, they don't honk. They just, I've been watching some Japanese porn lately.
Oh.
That's twisted shit.
Yeah, it's twisted, dude.
You're trying to get him off the porn, Matthew. It's a problem. He has an addiction.
Really?
Dude, some of the girls are so hot, and some of the porn is so hot. But like randomly, the girls and the guys will not shave their fucking junk, and it is repulsive. Like I watched a girl with a hairy pussy eat a guy's ass with a hairy asshole, and usually I'm not in favor of seppuku. I came.
Okay.
But those two should kill themselves.
Wow.
They should kill themselves
ritually. You're saying this to a guy he's older than us. He's the other generation. What do you think about a hairy bush? You're okay with it? Or
I like the
Make America not hairy again.
It depends. I like the natural bush. Yeah, I do. But I don't like it overgrown, just kind of like slightly trimmed. That's perfect. That's the perfect.
I gauge crowds by saying like, I go, how did our parents?
I don't want to feel stubble.
Yeah, see, a crowd will be like, if it's older, like there's a lot of people that like a bush, and then I'm just like, out there. But like gauging whether the crowd by what they think about a bush is a good way to. There's a cutoff somewhere between his age and my age. There's a cutoff.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Me neither.
I don't know. That's really the generational divide. I think it's somewhere around 46. Around if you're under 46, you like shaved puss. Over 46, you want hair. All right. Well,
I do. It's just
hairy asshole.
Nah, no. It's nice if it's not hairy naturally.
Okay, that happens. But see, I don't think the asshole wasn't a sexual kind of like, I don't know, what is that to us? Like it's a very important part of sex.
Yeah,
which is weird.
It's come into play. Yeah. That's another thing. When societies prosper,
Uh-huh.
the asshole becomes a valid orifice. That's how you know. That's how you measure the ascent and decline of nations, is when there's anal.
I see.
So, I mean, peak Greece, peak Rome, people are sodomizing.
Oh,
Usually young boys.
Right.
They were sodomizing with olive oil. They were lubing up with olive oil.
Is that a fact?
Dude, by the way, Bailey, a fan of the channel, we're going to get back to the car situation, Matthew, but he told us he's wasted right now, and he put a bet on the Seattle Mariners versus the Yankees. And he sent some very aggressive texts.
He did, dude. He did. I think he's coming for the Patreon as well. He said he should come.
So he won $127 on the bet, and he responded, or he sent his ticket, and then he said, "Suck my cock, Leo, you fucking wop."
Right.
Fuck Leo's team, greasy motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. He's on one right now. And also, he hasn't won that bet yet. It's just plus 127.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll see what happens during the game. The Yankees are on fire right now. Aaron Judge is the best hitter ever. Pretty much one of the best hitters ever right now. He's batting like 420 with 14 bombs. Okay. He's leading in every category.
That's another generational divide is when guys hit their wives. I think that's maybe around 46 too. 46 is the key number of our generations.
Yeah. If a guy's above 46, you'll throw that out. Like, yeah, it was cool. And then he just like hit his wife and then like he went to jail. Like, what? Why did he go to jail? Like, that's completely normal to do that. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, John Lennon used to beat the shit out of his first wife. John Lennon was
really,
he was, yeah. I mean, he comes from a lot of trauma. His dad abandoned him.
You know that too?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a song about it. I used to be cruel to my woman. I beat her and kept her away from the things that she loved. And then he said it in an interview, like Rolling Stone interviewed him about it. He's like, "Yep, I was a hitter." They have a song called "Run for Your Life" that ends the album Rubber Soul, and they all had to disown the song.
Cancel John Lennon. I don't like domestic violence. Cancel him.
Pull up the lyrics. Run for your life, dude. Pull just the lyrics up. I'll sing it.
Dude, cancel John.
Well, I'd rather see a dead little girl than to be with another man. You better keep your head, little girl, or you won't know where I am.
Oh, wow.
You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man. That's the end, little girl.
I do agree with putting the fear that maybe you might lose your mind. If your girl, I think your girlfriend should maybe think that you might lose your mind. Sorry, no, yeah.
But no, Matthew, Rubber Soul. This is the end song in Rubber Soul, bro.
So many times, and I'm just like,
crazy.
How many times have I listened to that song and not realized how fucked up it is?
Dude, look at that. Every verse and chorus is about beating up your girl, dude. Every verse and chorus of that fucking song.
I was born with a jealous.
Dude.
I don't.
Yeah, I guess the equivalent in modern day is
blowing
like
my fucking mind right now.
Hey, baby.
The equivalent would be like there's some rappers that say they like put like drugs in girls like drinks, and like they rap about that. I would say that's the equivalent. That's rape, right? Yeah, that's rape.
Oh, it depends what you put in her drink.
It
depends what you do. Sleepy. Is it? You can roofie a girl, but you don't just as long as you don't follow through on anything nefarious after.
Just roofie her and just watch her go to sleep, and
you'd be like, hey, you know, she's an ER nurse. She looked like she needed a nap.
She's gonna get the best sleep of her life.
Yeah,
it's on me.
I wonder. Roofies. I've never actually seen or heard about somebody roofing or purchasing roofies. I've never seen it happen.
What would you do, both you and Matthew, if you're one of your homies, one of your best friends? Okay, think your best friend. You're in who knows, fucking Austin or something, and he just pulls out roofies and he's like, "Dude, you ready to go, dude? I got the good shit."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna put this in some girls' drinks. They're gonna go real sleep."
What if they came in a packet and it was like a little mom and pop business, like Mr. Maloney's Roofies, and it had like an Italian guy's face on it, and he was like,
why would he have to be an Italian?
I guess let's be honest, they're predisposed.
You have been so racist against Italians. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's honestly out of control.
I hate him. But Matthew, so you what time do you go to bed, Matthew?
About midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah.
And so you wake up at like 6:30, 7?
5.
5. Damn, dude.
Yeah, I was up at 3 this morning.
Damn, do you feel exhausted during the day?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I take naps.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you eat? What are you eating? You look so slim.
You do look healthy.
Yeah, you look
good.
You won't believe what I literally almost the thing that makes me feel the best is those 2 for 99-cent tacos from Jack in the Box.
Wow.
What? Just seed oil city.
If I eat like organic fucking food, I feel like shit. I get heartburn. But if I go eat 6 of those Jack in the Box tacos, I'm doing fine.
You do look good. He looks like if we threw a suit on him and gave him a nice watch, I would believe that Matthew founded a tech company.
Yeah, and on that note, you should be an actor out here in Los Angeles. You can get to every audition. I mean, you're definitely going to be near every audition because you can just drive there and live there. So.
Yeah, I'd keep your dog out of the building because that would be.
I was thinking about living across the street for a while. I got a great spot under a tree.
As long as you're living there, you can come on the pod periodically 100%, dude. That'd be unbelievable.
I should take Leo's spot. Leo's got a red curb he parks on every single time here. He always parks in a fire lane. At some point, that complex you park in front of where you always block the fire lane, it's all Eastern European people, and they're all, speaking of the generational divide, in their 70s. One day there's going to be a fire. And like,
it's gonna be my fault.
100 Turkish people are going to be dead because of you,
because of me.
Yeah,
I racked up like $3,000 in parking tickets in this town doing that.
Really?
I would just park anywhere back in the day. Like, what was this? Like early aughts, like around 2000, 2001. I had this 85 Toyota Celica GT. And I just didn't give a fuck, man. Back then, I would just park anywhere. I'd park in the red zone. I'd park in the handicap zone.
Were you paying the tickets?
No. I was just throwing them on the ground as I
love that.
Oh, I got another ticket. Have fun with that.
Any consequences?
Wow.
Yeah, when I went to go get a license to be a taxi driver for United Independent Taxi, they were like, "Oh, there's a little catch. You passed the test, you passed the drug test, you did your education, but you need to pay these $3,362
wow
parking tickets."
Oh,
did you?
Oh my God.
Yes, I did.
Wow. Okay.
They got you.
And then I quit a month later.
Oh.
Did you make the money back at least?
No, I sucked at being a taxi driver here.
Why?
I just wasn't motivated to go to LAX. That's really the only way you could make money. You could go to LAX on certain days of the month, and it was based on the number on the top of your fucking car.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to go sit in a fucking line in LAX. So I would just like drive around neighborhoods I actually wanted to be in.
Yeah.
And there was no business.
Brentwood and Bel Air. Cruising around.
Nobody gives,
as a taxi driver, do you think you have to master like being in traffic? You have to like be zen in traffic as a taxi guy, huh?
You should, but
Right.
I don't know if anybody really does. I don't know if that's really possible.
I see the Uber drivers. I talk to all of them. They probably hate me. My score is really high. I have a 4.97.
Damn.
But
my score is really low because whenever we go to the airport for a video shoot, he just treats my Uber rides. He'll start doing bits on the driver. Just be like, man, like, or I can't even. You'll say such out of pocket shit to my Uber drivers, dude.
I do.
Like sexual, racial slurs, just anything.
Racial
anything you can think of.
Yes. Do that now.
If anything, yeah, you know what? I go a little hard. I do love, I don't know why, but I'm always giddy on the Uber drive to the airport. No matter what time it is, like I do want to mess around at that time. I don't know what it is.
We did an entire bit in one of my Ubers once where like our cameraman Nico, we kept warning the driver, he always pulls his penis out. And Nico was in the front seat. Yeah. And then we started screaming at Nico randomly, like, he just pulled his penis out.
And the guy was like, oh, he's got a mental problem.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he does, yeah.
So I've got a 4.5 rating.
Yeah, it's a little lower.
Brutal.
But I talked to all of them, and there is the guy that rarely you meet one that only does like nighttime. They start like at 1 a.m. and they go to like 8 a.m. And those guys want to avoid traffic. That's why those guys do it. But most of them they say that you make your money in traffic. So you have to be, or you want to be in traffic, sort of.
True. I used to Uber drive in this town. It was rough.
Oh, wow.
Rough. Yeah.
So Matthew, what are you doing now for work?
I'm doing the deliveries,
nice
restaurant deliveries. I'm not saying their name.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then
it's probably a good gig, right? I mean, it's flexible or
it's flexible, and I love getting to take a look into everybody's yard, their home, their life. I mean, I'm sort of addicted to it. Like there's other shit that I could do that pays me more. I'm qualified to do much higher paying work than that, but I don't want to go sit in an office with a bunch of fucking bankers,
Yeah,
sure.
I can't do that anymore. I used to work in West Hills at a mortgage office, and these guys are fucking boring.
Yeah.
So
what I mean?
day,
it's just like I want to just shoot myself every morning on Monday.
Okay, I want to know the day.
So yeah, just really quickly to comment on that, then I'm give it over to you. I do jiu-jitsu with a male nurse who's a black belt. He's a beast. And he says all the time he has people come in with heart problems on Monday.
Yeah.
Because that's a phenomenon. People are much more likely to have heart attacks on Monday because they hate their job.
That totally makes sense.
I think I checked into the emergency room thinking I was going to have a heart attack like 7 times during my stint in the mortgage business.
Wow.
What is that? What is that? Because I do remember the only time I ever thought I've never dealt with anxiety. I don't really understand it that much.
I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily.
Wow, I'm so fucking jealous right now.
I feel like my father, when he was yelling at me while I was in the batting cages, you know what I mean?
Hey.
That kind of like just drew all the anxiety out of me. Because if I could do that, I could do anything.
But hit a big yellow ball going 45 miles per hour.
Okay, for you're an asshole. It was going 80 miles an hour, and it was dark sometimes. There wasn't good lighting at these batting cages, okay?
The only thing
and he wanted perfection. He wanted perfection. He didn't care if I hit it. He wanted me to hit hard in the air. All right?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm drunk, dude.
Yeah.
This is 8%. Dude.
Want another one? I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm going to have another one
I got
for sure.
one more.
I got definitely one. Yeah, well, we got to share that one, maybe.
We got 2 more.
Oh, perfect. I will definitely have one with you, sir. It's an honor.
Matthew, I'm all right. I'm just making do with my Zyn right now.
Anyway,
how is that stuff? I've never tried it.
I mean,
I used to smoke, so I'm just
It's
curious.
pretty good. I've had a long day of editing, and I just needed a quick little reset. I only dip, really, it seems like, on this podcast. Yeah. But it was a nice little reset. Yeah.
Did you take an edible?
No, I haven't taken an edible.
Oh, fuck.
I took edibles yesterday on my day off.
Nice.
And I went for a nice hike. It was beautiful yesterday.
What's your brand of edibles? Do you
Camino, which is
Camino?
they're like the main one in LA.
Okay.
Dispensaries.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I take the Bliss ones, and they're starting to not really have much effect on me. I had like 4 yesterday. I ate one before jiu-jitsu. It really dulled my killer instinct.
You're taking too much. taking too much.
So how do you do? So you have to take like a certain amount, like once.
No,
a
you're just
day.
doing it more frequent. Was what I mean. Too much.
Do I have a problem? Do I need to go to rehab?
No, not at all. I'm just saying. Watch your stomachs though. Watch your stomach because
there's some guy that used to do 3,000 milligrams of
there's so many guys that do that. Yeah.
Just like what the fuck.
No, we've been around guys. I mean, Austin did 2,000 or 4,000, some crazy.
And he was just really high.
Yeah.
Whereas I've done 100, and it's the worst night of my life every time I do 100. I've done it for videos. Twice I've done 100 for videos. Both times, arguably the worst night of my life. Made for great content. But just in a vacuum, terrible experience.
It is the only time you see like he has zero confidence. It's Danny with zero confidence.
But if anybody takes like,
I get that,
whatever, 20 times how many edibles they should actually be taking, everybody will have zero confidence. Because what cannabis does when you ingest it and it goes through your liver is it just makes you take an x-ray of your life. But it's like, so when you do it though, it's like a bunch of frat guys are watching your life play out on an overhead projector and they're like, pussy, piece of shit, fucking loser. Yeah. And you can't help but feel awful about every facet of your existence. From your relationships to your finances, your job, your interpersonal relationships, your health. It makes you hate yourself.
Yeah. No, it does. And no, it's not that fun. I think there's the right amount to do, I think. But I was going to say that there was the only time I felt anxiety was when I had a kind of a bad boss in a sales job at Canon, and it was like that does make you depressed almost. It's just like you have to deal with this person 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then with the sales job, it leaks over more than 8 hours a week. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're getting a text at midnight right before bed. Now you can't sleep well because you got to do a ride along with this fucking crazy broad at 8 a.m. You know what I mean?
Leo's describing the demands of a regular job.
Yeah.
You are an asshole.
That shit.
You saying I can't function in society?
Yes. I am saying that.
I worked for Canon for 4 years, okay? And by the third year, I did stop working, okay? But I survived for another couple of years. Good. Anyway, so I wanted to know this. What was the day that you just said, fuck it, I'm going to live in my car? Like, what was that day? Do you remember?
It's been got to be in the last 8 years or so. Because when I was living at the Signature at MGM Grand.
How much was that?
I got a sweet deal. I got the 1-bedroom, 2-bath condo for $2,700 a month.
It's a lot still.
And for Vegas, but it was probably really nice.
It was like $10,000 if you want to just check in on the app.
Yeah.
For a month.
But still, I mean, how are you affording that? Because that's a high rent for like anybody, really.
I was getting family handout at that time.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, they would pay the rent directly to the guy, and then they would give me the rest of my money in gift cards because they were worried I was going to gamble it away. And I actually don't like to gamble, so it just shows you how little my family knows.
So what did they think? Did they think you were on drugs and a gambling addict? And
they couldn't understand why I wanted to live in Vegas in the first place. And really, the reason I wanted to live there is I just wanted easy access to the desert. I would drive my Land Cruiser out into the desert outside of Vegas every night almost and sleep out there. That's really when I started, I guess, sleeping in the car. I really started to get a taste for it. And I was like, you know what? I like being out here better than being back there. And then I'd come back at like 6 a.m. and they'd be like, hey, Mr. Matt, how did you do tonight? Because they thought I was out all night gambling, right? And I'd be like, no, I was sleeping out by Red Rocks Canyon. They're like, oh, yeah, right. You know, they never believed me. None of the valets believed me that I was sleeping in my car out in the desert.
This is something a Guido like Leo can't understand because there is a siren call from the desert. When I lived in Vegas, I lived there for 1 year. I was working at casinos when I started my YouTube channel. On my weekends, loved to drive out into the California/Nevada desert. I would go to Prim and just work at a coffee shop in the middle of the desert. One time I went out to Barstow, 2 hours outside of Vegas, just to work at a coffee shop because it's really beautiful and calming. At sunset to put on a Rolling Stones album. Yeah. Sweet Virginia kicks in and you're just looking at the cactus.
Where do you get a
Holy
meatball
shit,
sub?
You know.
I know, bro. I know the pole of the fucking desert.
But where do you get a meatball sub when you need it?
I mean, I'm sure you could get Upon your return to Vegas, I'm sure you can find a meatball sub, Leo.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that was what the daytime was for.
Right.
But,
the daytime.
But also sleeping, the desert is not good for car camping. So I would not sleep out there.
Why not?
Because it's so fucking hot.
Why not,
Oh,
Danny?
Okay.
Because I mean, it's fucking hot and uncomfortable. Unless you want to like have your AC going all night.
No, you're right. I guess I moved before the summer hit, but I was out there in the winter a lot. February. I moved there in February 2017. So I think you were starting the channel right
I lived there.
then.
I lived there in 2017. Yeah.
Okay,
I lived there. I got there in January 2017.
Okay.
I was putting my penis in anything I could find at Universal Studios at the time.
Okay. Well, I was in Vegas. I was in the middle of my dry spell, but once we started the channel and we went out filming on the Strip every weekend, me and my buddy Fu, we did have a legendary Las Vegas run. That's where I pulled my first double penetration, Matthew, where my buddy Adam had sex with a girl's vagina and I had sex with her ass, and she was hot.
Matthew,
wow.
You really don't understand that, right?
Yeah, I've never done that one. I've never done that one, and I've always watched it on the video and gone, "What's the draw?"
Yeah.
What is
the draw, right?
I'm not
the
sure.
Other dude. Do you think it's the other dude? Because
I don't know.
Theory.
Are you talking about the asshole or double penetration?
The double penetration.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a fair question.
I never
for the
understood
girl,
what
I see the draw.
was.
I see the draw. If I'm a woman, I get the draw. I think.
The draw was just
right.
Me and my friend at the time were, we were both dissatisfied with life for different reasons. And the one thing that always made us happy was just to see how far we could push the video game of sexual perversion. Because
I get that.
Yeah, because like every boy, everybody knows that like there's a summer when kids change from loving baseball and throwing eggs at houses to going to a party, drinking a fifth of Bacardi and trying to get pussy. And in high school, most of us, we got a couple finger blasts. Maybe you got laid once or twice. But then, like, for a decade or two after, it's just all about how far you can push it, how hot of girls you can have sex with, how many of them you can have sex with. And the final boss to me and my buddy Adam was, can we get a girl to let us put both of our penises inside her at the same time? And we did find, I'm happy to say, 2 women who were...
A resounding yes.
Yeah. Who were into
Excellent job.
Yeah.
Really?
One was double
vag.
vag.
Now, thank you for the explanation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like...
all these years, decades, I've been sitting here wondering, what the fuck they want to do that for?
It is good that you can explain your perversion well.
And we were hammered drunk, and the chick was really hot. And there's also... And she loved it, so it was win-win. Like, I mean, her friend stormed out, and like, her friend basically opened the door, looked in, and saw what was happening, and slammed the door in disgust. That happened.
What do you think that car ride was for the chick? You think she had admitted that she got double?
Well, so this is I've told this story, but basically what happened was I was hooking up with my girl on the couch, and my buddy Adam's girl was way hotter. We met both of these girls in a nightclub and went back to his high rise. And when I got done with my girl and went and took a piss, he had a 1-bedroom apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath, and his bathroom connected to his bedroom. So I was taking a piss. And basically, I got like the vaudeville cane. He grabs me by the fucking throat and yanks me into his bedroom. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, Danny, let's hook up with her. Because I guess she'd said something when they were hooking up, like, oh, I kind of want your friend in here too.
Wow.
And then so we both just started on this girl. And then while we were double penetrating, the other girl peeked in, saw what was going on, and fucking just slammed Adam's door on the way out.
She should have got involved.
She should have. But our girl didn't seem embarrassed or upset. She was just like, oh my God, it's going to be hard for me to walk tomorrow.
No vision on the other girl, no vision.
No vision, yeah. It could have been great. We could have, Adam and I, we did have one of those orgies too, where it was like a true swap. And like they were both in the bed with us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was.
I meet fans that are the orgy guys. They always like to talk to you about these things. They bring up these stories.
Matthew, I think tonight your goal should be to get involved in an orgy. You and your pit bull and a chick. Would you ever you should double penetrate a girl with your dog.
Does it still have the balls? Is it a woman? Kona's a girl, right?
Kona's a boy.
Oh, it's a boy.
Yeah,
okay.
He's got a big fucking dick too.
Oh,
damn,
man.
He does.
Dude.
He has a monster
So
dick.
did the guy I was double penetrating with. It was bigger than mine, and I'm sure your pit bull's got a bigger dick than
I saw the video of his rescue from the actual people that rescued him. I adopted him. They rescued him, right?
Yeah.
And before they snipped him, I've never seen such a big set of balls on a pit bull in my life.
Wow.
I mean, they were like 2 fucking baseballs in a sack.
Dude, that's
Wow.
hey, respect. Brando had big balls too. I got to bring that up right now. He's gonna bring that up.
I'm surprised you don't have Brando's balls on a necklace.
It was a sad day when I had to take him in, dude, but he was losing his mind, man. He was peeing all over the house, and he would wake me up all night just trying to get pussy, dude. Poor guy.
Would you let Brando hang out with Kona?
No, but Brando's fat, dude. He would get out of there. He'd survive unless he could get cornered, but he's got the reflexes of
a cat.
Of a cat.
Kona's insane, man. Kona killed a chipmunk in Tahoe last summer.
Damn, yeah, no. Brando's never going to meet Kona. Unfortunately, Brando's not going to meet. Brando is, he lives in a, he's in a nice neighborhood, and he's not going to meet Kona.
Well, Kona's MAGA, so Kona's white. Okay. Kona hates Mexicans.
All right, so yeah, they might get along.
Yeah,
he doesn't though. Actually,
well, Chihuahuas. Those are the Mexicans of the canine kingdom. I wonder whether they're like Shih Tzus. He'd hate Asian people if he went after Shih Tzus too.
He for sure goes after Shih Tzus.
Shih Tzus are great dogs. I like Shih Tzus.
Oh yeah, I mean they're good dogs, but it doesn't mean that Kona here wouldn't want to chomp its neck.
Would Kona kill a cat?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he would try. I mean, yeah, Brando wouldn't get near it, dude. Brando has good instincts.
Yeah.
I had to save a friend's cat from Kona. The cat came cruising through the yard. And Kona was asleep. And he woke up and he saw the cat, and I literally had to do like a flying tackle and tackle Kona before he just
Damn. That sounds stressful to have Kona.
It is. I never thought it was going to be like this.
But you love him.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm not giving up on this dog.
Yeah.
I've thought about it because, sometimes I'm like, we've been in Tahoe and like, he's going to pull me off a cliff sometimes, going after a chipmunk or something like that. I mean, I've come so close to just getting fucking run over, shot. I've had guns drawn, 3 times out in the woods since I've had him. Guns drawn in my fucking face. You know what I mean?
Damn, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, that part's harsh.
Yeah, that is harsh. When that happens, I mean, what are you feeling inside?
Just fucking terror.
Yeah.
Like this is it. This is my last fucking moment right now. Here's where I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
In Placerita, New Mexico.
Out
in the fucking national forest.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So it's a reality check every day, taking care of him. I think it's made me tougher though.
Does he like people, or would he attack me?
He loves people.
Would he go after me if he saw me?
No.
I'm not Mexican.
No.
Let's go test it out, buddy. Let's go over to his car right now.
He loves people.
You go over there, Leo, and be like, hey, senor, hey.
Nah, dude, I don't know what's going on.
Perro, hey.
No, he loves.
I don't know what's going on, dude.
He loves everybody.
Dogs, if a dog is going to hate someone, they usually, they don't like me. They don't know. I don't think they can tell what race I am, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think they think I might be one of them. I think they think I might be very Latino, and they, gardeners are annoying to dogs. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They might think I'm a gardener.
Yeah, or as you put it once, an Albanian sex trafficker. You do look like an Albanian sex trafficker.
Especially right now.
You look like an Albanian sex.
Yeah,
that should be in your act. You should get up on stage and say, "I know I look like an Albanian sex."
That's
trafficker.
Actually really it's better than gay Aquaman. But I could be the guy that the guy that makes first contact. He's in the club and like he sees a girl that's gonna get trafficked. You know what I mean? And I could like get her Instagram or something.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel a little nauseous right now.
Well, that happens when you take 6 when you don't normally ever take that many milligrams.
And I double dipped. I took it out for a little bit, then I put it back in.
Oh, well, you were trying to be brave because you liked the buzz the first time. But you know what? If you can power through this, you might be a little bit addicted to nicotine. That could be good for you.
What's the buzz like?
Oh, it's nice.
It's
try
the
one?
most similar to.
It's pretty comparable to a couple beers.
Would you like to try one?
No.
Yeah, because you might throw up. I'll like another beer.
So long ago. Yeah, let's crack.
Let's get this next beer going.
Matthew, I like your hair. Where do you get your hair cut?
Spoken Wheel.
It's cool. It's like I could see myself when I'm Matthew's age, I'll have the same cut.
Yeah, dude, he's lucky he has that much hair at his age. Man.
Yeah,
I was saying.
I'm being serious. I'm not making fun. He's a good hairstylist. Mm-hmm. How much do you pay at Spoken Wheel for that haircut? $268.
Oh my god!
See, who's
paying for that?
It's a rock and roll cut, dude. Rock and roll cuts are not cheap in this town, bro.
Nah, dude, that's a great cut.
That's a lot of money, dude. Because my guy's expensive.
Yeah.
Which I know. I'm like, oh, daddy, fucking, it's expensive to put a bowl over your head and fucking take a dull pair of scissors and cut around it. Yeah, I know.
I'm glad that you know about the comments. I'm glad that you know about the comments about your hair. Yeah. A lot of people do love when your hair is longer, which I do. I mean, you do. I think you look pretty fucking good when it's like right around your eyebrows, like it gets down there, but it's too annoying for jujitsu.
Yeah, it's annoying for jujitsu. And it's annoying, period. It's annoying to wash.
Cool hair is always annoying.
Yeah,
right? Like I used to have long, long like that kind of stuff. And it's just, it's always in your face, sticking in your eyeballs.
It's really annoying. Yeah, it is.
It's not pit bull owner hair at all.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can only have one source of stress in your life.
I can only afford this haircut once a year. So
really?
I literally got my haircut last May 5th. And I got it cut this May 5th.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But this guy used to be a pattern cutter in the fashion industry here for like 12 years before he became a hairstylist. So he can literally, I take pictures and it still looks good 3 months later, 6 months later. He has the vision. He can see how your fucking hair is going to grow out.
Wow.
And I don't want to say it, but you almost don't need to go more than once a year.
Yeah, it's tough to find that. That is the thing with male long hair, because my cut is bad because I do it myself. That's the problem. But if there is a guy who could form it where it would look cool for the entire year.
Do you think he jacks up your rate because you live in your car and he knows you're only coming in once a year?
Actually, he gives me a discount.
Oh,
he does. I've been going to him for 5 years now. He used to be $150 when I started. He just keeps rising.
That's inflation, and that's also that's a guy who that guy's probably double penetrated a girl.
Yeah, he's probably making $1,000 a day. I would say 4 haircuts a day is probably average for him.
It's a good gig, dude. Being a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Hot chicks, dude. My hairstylist has this hot. He has a hot Filipina apprentice, which is a Filipina ex-basketball player chick. She's 20, fat ass.
Nice.
It's nice, dude.
That's awesome. You get a little show while you're there?
I get a little show, dude. She gets naked.
That's nice.
No, what?
She does not get naked.
That'd be a genius idea.
Does she have
ass
cheeks sticking out?
She's always wearing tight jeans.
There's a girl on Instagram who just sits. She's a thick Latina, and she just sits on your lap like this, facing your face, and cuts your hair. That'd be kind of nice, huh?
Japanese, I feel like, but I'm trying to even think if I've been with a Japanese girl. I guess Korean and Japanese, but I can do it all, dude. I can do it all.
I don't know if the Japanese girls, you have to clean up your act a little bit. You know what I mean? They're pretty.
Well, okay, yeah, because between sessions where they're filming pornography with a hairy pussy eating a guy's hairy asshole, I got to fucking clean up for them. Because there's Japanese videos that I go for.
So you want a Japanese whore? That's what you want?
Yeah, I don't know. As far as Asians, I can really do it all. Asians they're a valuable commodity in Mullen world.
Mm-hmm.
You got a scratch on your hand, Did you try to kill yourself last night?
No, no. To be honest, my Zin case fell in the Bermuda Triangle in my car, and I really I was fiending.
Yeah,
and I really stuck my hand in there to get it back, because it's either I wait till I get out of the car and you reach onto the car, or you power through the Bermuda Triangle with pure strength.
Yeah,
and that ended up with the little cut.
Did you kill a girl last night?
No, I didn't. Okay,
because O.J. Simpson had a big cut on his hand after the Nicole Brown Simpson murders, and he had all these fucking stories just like that about where the cut came from. He's like, "Oh, I broke a glass and what? I was fishing for my keys."
It was Mother's Day.
Did you kill your mom?
Sweets. I was eating a lot of sweets at the house. That's what I was doing.
What kind of sweets?
There was pie. There was a red velvet cake. There was
there a cream pie?
Fruit tarts. What's up?
Was there a cream pie?
What kind of cream pie?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
A Leo DiTavio fucks his mother cream pie?
What the hell?
Whoa.
No, there was not one of those cream pies. Okay, and then there was pasta with meat. Also, it was a great day. I put on some weight for sure, but it was nice. Anyway, do you feel like you have figured it out in a way? Are you happy, or do you think sometimes you want to maybe go back to being a house, inside?
No, I wouldn't say I've figured it out. I'm just doing the best I can. You know what I mean? I love to wake up outside of the city limits and see nobody.
Where do you sleep?
I wake up out in the mountains whenever I can.
What if you got a place out there?
You know, the weird thing about getting a place out in the country and shit, you're surrounded by fucking weirdos.
That's
true.
You really are.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
it's not it's not that cool. And then they know where you are.
Do you think they say the same thing about you if you were in the neighborhood? Would you
absolutely. They're not happy to see me. And that's why I don't go get a place. I tried that. I lived in a little cabin out by Ebbets Pass, which is off Highway 4, way up in the mountains in the Sierra, right?
Uh-huh.
It was so fucking weird. Everybody, I think they were in some fucking cult. Like, everybody there was so weird. I remember the one guy, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she was living there with me, and the guy that rented us the house, he took us on a tour of his house, right? And she walked up the stairs, and he literally stood at the base of the stairs and looked up her fucking dress right in front of me and then smiled. And I'm like, yeah,
good
what
move,
the fuck
honestly.
did we get ourselves into?
Was it Leo with a wig on?
I see nothing wrong with that move. I don't understand what's...
Right, you're going to do that in front of me,
Isn't
though?
that customary?
Yeah, I think
You're going to do that in front of me, though?
No,
like,
no, I'm kidding.
Fuck?
I'm kidding. That's messed up. That's
it
messed
is.
up.
And he was so weird. And he hit on her the whole time we were up there.
What the hell?
And then I heard there's like a cult up in Fraser Park. You know where that is?
Yeah,
like up at the Teon Pass? Yeah, supposedly everybody in that town's in some weird cult. So yeah, I'd love to live up in the mountains,
that lives there. Whoa.
But it's just, I think I'd be signing a death sentence by moving into a house in the mountains with my dog and with my world view and the way that I like to move through the world. It's not, it doesn't mesh with country folk.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But maybe there's one little town somewhere that could be perfect.
I haven't found it.
Oh.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Probably in the grave.
Really?
No.
Really?
You're young.
I'm amazed that I'm still alive.
You did 300 milligrams of Ritalin. You told me that.
I snorted 300 milligrams of Ritalin one night.
Recently?
No, that was like when I was 27, maybe.
Is
late
Ritalin,
90s.
I mean, can you overdose on Ritalin?
It's like Adderall, right?
I mean, I saw Rat Dick Ralph take 100 milligrams in one swallow here not too long ago.
Swallowing, crushing it up and snorting it like cocaine is a whole different buzz.
Huh.
I'll tell you that.
So what are you on nowadays? Like today, are you on just alcohol?
This is it.
So are you drunk or have you drank a lot of these?
Not
or
today.
just
no? This is my second one.
So you don't do drugs and alcohol on the daily, or?
I like to drink.
All right. So how much do you drink daily?
Not more than 2 of these.
Okay.
My drink. The thing is, you go to
That's
like
not
AA.
a lot.
I've been to AA, right? And they're like, okay, here's how it goes. You just get worse and worse and worse, and you drink more and more and more. That's not been my experience. I just drink less and less and less as I get older.
Yeah.
And it's
you like to feel good, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it helps with the anxiety. I have near crippling anxiety almost all the time. My brain's constantly just worst case scenario, everything all day long. And so it's nice to have a little fucking relief from that.
Sure.
For part of the day. And this is really good tasting beer.
This is one of the best beers I've ever had. I'll say it again. Anyway.
Yeah, I get that though. The fear of loss.
Yeah.
I break that down sometimes. Like, why am I anxious? And it is, you're just always afraid of losing what you have. And you're just always afraid of some catastrophe event on the horizon.
Maybe I don't know what anxiety is.
Half of my life, I think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I checked into a hotel where they put us on the 4th floor. I'm like, oh, fuck, what if there's an earthquake? What if there's a fucking
that's
earthquake?
Anxiety,
I'm on
all
the
right.
4th
So then I do
floor.
have anxiety. I said that earlier. I said I didn't earlier. I never felt it. Yeah, dude, everybody has anxiety.
How am I going to get out of this building?
Yeah.
Are we going to survive?
Yeah, I guess
am
my
I going to kill
anxiety...
somebody when I drop through the fucking floor?
Yeah, I don't have anxiety about like that. I guess my anxiety is more career oriented, and I don't really have health anxiety ever. Like, I never worry about my health, which I know, for example, Norm Macdonald, who we're all familiar with, the comedian, he had like really bad health anxiety. In all of his specials, he had bits about like how he was terrified of dying and getting cancer. And I don't think it was a coincidence that he got cancer and died.
I don't either.
Because you can think if you just dwell on that shit constantly, it will appear.
Yeah.
So like, I struggle with that too. But I don't have, I live in a high rise right now. I have no earthquake fear. I have no active shooter fear.
What has helped you with anxiety? Because let's try to like figure it out for all of us, really. Like, what has helped you?
Gratitude is helpful. Like, if you can take some time and realize that stuff's pretty good. We do live in the best time to be alive. That can be helpful. Having a gratitude list. Meditation is good too, because meditation just kills the little anxious voice in the back of your head. But it's a lot of work to keep up the anxiety fighting practices. Like to get up and journal and meditate every morning is a lot of fucking work. So it's easy to backslide and then be anxious again.
You're right. It is.
What about you? What has helped you besides having a fucking
definitely the gratitude. It's amazing what happens to me. First of all, once I realized that like God is actually not like some figurehead, it's just the fact that we're even fucking here. So I can now say, thank God for another day with Kona. We're out running at the sunrise.
Wow, that's
I'm
beautiful.
up there. I don't see anybody in the mountains. We just get like a nice hour to ourselves at 5 a.m. There's nobody shows up. Thank God for this day. Thank God for another day with Kona. And I literally feel a physical change when I say those words out loud.
Yeah, I get you.
It's just like, what is it, experimental physics or something. You can just experiment for yourself and find out what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are really afraid of like, thank God. Was that one lady, there's no God. Have you heard of science? Have you heard of NASA on your show one time? Like,
and our oil video.
That was crazy. That oil video is a freaking
I love that.
Dude, those people they have to be the most insane activists we've ever come across. They were out of their fucking mind, the climate people.
Yeah.
So violent.
We must find them again.
They were talking about cults. That is a cult. Yeah. The climate catastrophizers.
Yeah.
I like the climate apocalypse people who think in like 10 years the world is going to be a hellscape and it's just going to be on fire.
Jesus.
They don't.
When the actual science, though, they always claim they always want to talk about science, but the actual science, it's 1 point like something degrees. It's the world's gonna go up in temperature in 100 years. 100 years.
Yeah. And then
that's the actual science.
And then it's funny that all those people now hate Elon, which it's fine to hate Elon. But I mean, hey, if climate is your number one priority, you should be sucking his dick no matter what he's doing to the federal government because
he's your ticket off this planet.
Ticket off the planet, exactly, for climate change. And then also he's fucking got electric cars, bitch.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
Yeah, I think the climate people, they don't actually see the whole picture. They don't really dive in. They read like, their news sources like The Guardian and the Cool Down and shit like that. And it's like, okay, you're not really reading like peer-reviewed journal literature, are you?
Yep.
You're not watching Zooms with actual scientists talking about what's actually going on. You're just regurgitating some shit that you heard on a website. Most of them.
Yeah.
And getting all fired up. I think they just want to fight.
Yeah. No, it's a religion. It's absolutely God is dead, as Nietzsche said, and we're just in that cycle right now where we found our new fucking religion. That's how it goes. It's the cycles of history.
I guess it probably gives them a purpose,
Yeah. I mean, that's what religion does. It fills that void.
Does, yeah. That helps with anxiety, religion.
They have Christ-like figures too, like Greta Thunberg or whoever you're.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad that she's out of the mainstream.
Fucking David Hogg. Who else? Who's the new fucking left-wing fucking AOC, Bernie Sanders, whoever it is. And Trump, I mean, Trump is like a Christ figure for people on the right too. So
who they should be listening to is David Keith from MIT.
What's he say?
That guy says, he says, listen, renewables aren't going to fucking solve the problem because we don't have time to switch the infrastructure over.
Yeah.
It's going to take 100 years to switch the entire infrastructure over to renewables, and by that time, it's done.
Yeah.
The actual thing that's going to work is geoengineering.
Yeah.
Weather modification. That's what's going to fucking save us.
Yeah. We got to wrestle it out of the hands of the Jews, and then we'll be okay.
I guess I didn't believe any of that until there are some. They do shoot lasers into clouds to make them rain more. That's a real thing.
In China, they've got this machine where it creates clouds and it ends up raining.
Same thing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can watch it. They just like spray some shit into the sky.
But they can't make our penises bigger. You know what I mean? They can't make our penises bigger.
That is really tough, man. It seems like chicks got it all figured out. Their bodies can be beautifully genetically modified, but the cock, you're basically stuck with what you got.
I don't mind,
isn't it?
I don't mind a small dick as long as they've got big balls. You know what I mean?
I've got that situation, and it's not so great. I'll tell you what.
It's not fun for riding a bike, is it?
No, it's not. Or jiu-jitsu.
I hate
have to wear a
riding
cup.
a bike.
I have to do cup, and I have to wear a cup in jiu-jitsu.
I believe you.
You cock shamed yourself on stage, and Mitch was back there, and he's like, "God, this guy gets so much pussy for," and he talking about a small penis on stage. It's honestly kind of crazy.
Yeah. Hey,
Is that ever in the back of your mind though, Danny, when you show a girl your penis?
It depends.
I think they're happy
Because-
when they see it because it's not small, dude.
Yeah,
I
you got like a
fucking-
body count, so it's like it's one of those things where it's just like, is it in the back of your head?
It depends on how I'm feeling. Because your penis size, a lot of times it'll be a stand-in for like how insecure you're feeling at that point in time. So if I'm feeling good, usually I'll pull it out and be like, take a look at that shit, and I'll be totally content. Then there are other times where it's got to be dark and like I apologize for it preemptively.
I shouldn't bring up that you get a lot of pussy. I want to take that back. But
You can leave it out there. You don't have to take that
I
back.
leave it out.
Yeah, you don't have to cut that, Jesse.
Because people hate on guys that get a lot of pussy nowadays.
Italia, you hear about this? People are hating on guys who get a lot of pussy.
Yeah.
They're hating.
It's crazy. Why?
It must be crazy in the
It's
world of
just-
social media trying to get pussy.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today, like all the shit that I used to pull
Uh-huh.
to get laid. I'm like, would that even work right now?
Probably.
Like one of the
Probably.
best things you can do
Oh.
to
Well,
get
give
fucking
an
laid.
example.
Yeah, no, we're gonna.
Okay,
this is gonna be fun.
Here's one of the this used to work like clockwork. Go to like any fragrance counter, any department store.
I
right?
like
love this. I immediately love
This
it.
is a working man solution for pussy, but let's hear it.
No,
yeah.
really. You go to any fragrance counter, you ask 20 girls for their number. This is like a 90s
This is
surefire
genius,
way to
honestly.
get laid. Right? So you go to the fragrance counter, 20 of them, one of them will at least give you your phone number, right?
Sure.
So you call her up, you take her out to the most expensive fucking dinner that you can afford.
Oh,
You can
On
afford
a
it. You can
Saturday
afford.
night.
It's gonna work.
On a Saturday night. Listen, there's more to this.
She's
There's
more
more
to
to
this.
this.
Nodding her head.
Oh,
She's
you like this,
nodding
right?
her head. It's yeah.
Most expensive you can afford, but watch out.
Italia, you
Make
wanna get a
sure you
Nobu?
check out the wine list before you go, because there
Okay.
is a chance she could order a $800 bottle of
Yeah,
wine.
yeah.
You don't want to go quite that high,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So you go to a pretty damn good place where they don't have $800 bottles of wine, and then you have the great dinner, the conversation, get in the car, drive her back to her house, and say thanks. That was great.
Now suck my cock.
Let her out of the car. Let her out
Let
of the
her out of the
fucking car.
car.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
I
have a-
disagree with that part.
Have a
Let her
nice
out.
night, and then ghost her for a week. Don't call, don't text the next
This
morning.
is
Hey, I had really
crazy.
fun at dinner.
Yeah.
So for a week, you just let her fucking sit there. And then, hey, you want to go get some pizza? Maybe go see a movie?
Yeah.
You will be getting your dick sucked before you leave the driveway.
Hell yeah.
I
dude.
believe it.
Wow.
I do believe it.
This
Wow.
is fucking surefire way in the 90s to get laid.
Guys, this
No, I
is
believe it.
really valuable
Yeah.
right now. I
Yeah, that's
haven't
good.
heard a
That's
move
real
like
good.
this in a while.
Yeah, that's good.
Hot
That's
and
really good.
cold, as Robert Greene in the book Seduction will attest to, the hot and cold is really important. One thing he's talking about in the chapter right now is Lord Byron's ability to be cruel,
Yeah.
because nothing is less seductive than like a lack of emotion than just smooth sailing. Like if you're just really fucking nice all the time and everything's good, it's actually really anti-seductive.
Yeah.
So what Lord
true.
Byron would do is Lord Byron would act really nice up front, and he had a terrible reputation. So girls would be like, "Oh, he's nice. I can save him. He's good. I can see the goodness in him." But then once he had his hook sank, he would fucking start being a dickhead. And that's when he would start drinking wine out of a human skull and fucking his half sister. But it's true. Like, and that point is emphasized over and over in the book, is that like an amateur move would be to do everything Matthew just said, but the morning after the dinner be like, "I had such a great time. I would love to see you. Let's go for a walk." Whereas like there's gotta be some push and pull. You gotta disappear sometimes. Like a profound romantic gesture where you are like Prince Charming has to be followed by you being absent or Lord Byron-y, meaning just like a
Wow.
fucking asshole.
It's physics.
It's physics, baby.
It's physics because molecules, when they come together and vibrate, they have to get space
Yeah.
after a certain time.
Yeah.
So if you
You
just stick there and you vibrate the whole time, it's just suffocating.
Yeah.
Listen,
Nobody wants
I-
that shit.
Nobody.
You told me something before the pod that you said you've retired your penis, and
True.
it's crazy for a man that has this deep of an understanding of maybe women per se, because you did. I believe that you've slept with 500 women.
Probably more.
That's a lot, man.
It's probably
not
more.
easy to do.
You know what? It's funny. I
Awesome.
was thinking about it though. It's like
I'd have to be
39
single
years.
for a while longer to pull this off.
39 years though. That's 14,000 days. So that's only 500 out of those 14,000
That's
days.
still-
That's,
But you got to
like
subtract
3%.
You got to subtract like 0 to 15. Nobody's getting any pussy. I lost my virginity at 17.
16 for me.
Okay.
Kind of late, actually, right? Both of us.
Yeah.
No, I was 17 for me. Late also, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 500. Hey, Brooks, how many chicks have you banged? How many chicks have you banged, though? He's banged 500.
Dude, he's
at least
500.
And you know what? I've never admitted this before.
That's great.
No one knows this.
How many pussies has your penis been in?
Over 300 is crazy. That's more than me. Probably more than me. I think I'm in the 200s.
You're not mic'd, keep in mind, Brooks. We have to narrow down our information.
So he's saying sex parties can make the numbers go way up in one night.
I don't like
so there was this spot in New York
Yeah.
in Bushwick called Fitness, and they had this room. It was just a black room, and in the middle of it was just a mattress.
Okay.
And there's
Sounds like the power exchange in San Francisco.
some things happened
Yeah.
there. Actually, I can't say that.
A famous actor from Star Wars, his daughter was allegedly at this fucking fuck club. Fitness.
Yeah.
Fitness, it's like the dirty fitting this dick in your mouth pun, right? That's why it was named Fitness.
Okay.
I think
mean,
so.
it was.
I never liked the orgies and the sex parties.
I've never been in an orgy.
Homos.
And Danny never. He's always suggested that he wants to double team a girl with me, but we've never done it. So people think that we have, but we haven't. So
You should.
you think we should?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I will tell you this. It seems to be a fantasy of some. There's some women that suggest it. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, we should charge for it.
How much? It's instead of release the Kraken, release the double team.
I think we could do $3,000 and we each split it.
Fuck yeah.
Actually, I want
Dude.
it's 60-40. 60-40.
We
because-
have
most
a
I've
new
ever made is
tier.
300.
We have a new tier on Patreon, guys. It's the if you're a woman that you follow. It's not many of you. If you do want to have sex with us, it'll be $3,000. Yeah, we'll give you the night of your life. And
the thing is, like,
if we can pull one or two of these off a month, it'll be nice. It'll be pay our rent, dude.
the thing is, virtually, like, any woman who applied, like, we would absolutely do it.
Yeah,
Like
Now,
basically
looks do not
everybody.
matter at all.
Yeah.
Because we think all women are beautiful.
Yeah.
So you can if you want to, go ahead and let us know. Send me a DM because I think I'll find it before Danny finds his DM. So send it to me and we'll set that up. Cheers.
Natalia, you have any friends who have 3,000 to spare? Any girls who want
I'm
to?
gonna think no. She's shaking her head.
No, I don't have friends that will
Yeah.
spend that kind of money.
For the double team. Because you know what the problem is, like they might be able to they could probably get it for free pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We'd be bad negotiators.
Oh, yeah.
They'd come in and be like, "Oh, so you want $3,000? How about this much?" I'd be like, "Nope, we're firm on the price." And she just takes her clothes off, and they're like, "Yeah,
This is. How about we give you 500?
Can I ask you guys a question? Have either of you been with prostitutes?
Oh yeah.
oh."
Well, that's a yes.
we just went down to Tijuana.
Yeah,
and
we
we
I
talked
had my
about it.
one
Yeah.
experience, my one real heavy experience, and it was not what I expected, to say the least. It was
In a good way.
In a good way. Have you?
Hundreds.
Wow, I love that.
Back, I mean, Craig's, there used to be.
Do those count toward your 500?
Yeah.
Now tell me about like how.
Okay.
What do you how?
Because you're not paying for the sex. You're paying for the privilege to never talk to her again.
Yeah, and
in
it's
any situation.
I think Charlie.
Doesn't
Sheen
matter
said
if
it
you're
best,
there
huh?
with your kids in the McDonald's and you see her.
Charlie Sheen.
yeah,
There's nothing to worry about. She's not
Yeah.
gonna fucking come up to you and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" No.
yeah,
That's what you're paying for.
yeah.
So all these guys are like, "Oh, I don't pay for sex." Like, I don't either. That's not what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
I'm paying for just the privilege of saying bye.
Yeah, no,
Forever.
I got nothing against it. I've had sex with I think 3 prostitutes,
Okay.
and I've gotten blown by another.
Tell us how you would do the shadiest prostitute you ever got. Like we're talking Craigslist prostitute or
Yeah,
give us
but
the shadiest.
you used to be able to get prostitutes on Craigslist. I actually dated one for a while.
Wow.
I lived with her for a while. That was pretty wild.
She was still running business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
that's like
So
the
random.
plot of Leaving Las Vegas.
Just
Leaving Las
beautiful.
Vegas, I jerked off to that when I was a young man.
I think I
Is
might
that
have
weird?
jerked off to that
It was pretty
too.
solid for that.
It's a great book. It's based on a book, and the author, it's his only novel. He was a writer on the show Rugrats,
Uh-huh.
and he was just a terrible alcoholic. And it's an autobiographical novel about like deathbed alcoholism. It is fucking riveting.
Wow.
It is such a good book.
I'll
It's
read
all. It's an LA
gonna
book.
read it.
No, you won't. I will bet
You're an asshole.
$3,000.
You're an
read it.
asshole.
I will read it.
Yo, thank you.
I'm going to read it.
It's
I'll
all
read it.
based in LA.
You lost all respect for me when I told you that I listened to the 50 Cent audiobook, right? After that, you were like,
no, I think it was when you told me you were going to read Don Quixote, and
Okay.
you never
Well-
got into the double-digit pages.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
dude.
I didn't know there were so many footnotes. Okay, there are so many goddamn.
Yeah,
There's too many, man.
there's a lot of context they need
Like
to
a
add.
Yeah, they
scientific
added. It's too many.
Yeah,
You know, I'm going to try it again. Okay.
okay. But yeah, that book, like, it breaks down like how he wakes up and how he has to get 2 bottles of vodka in his system before he starts his day.
Wow.
And like it's always a struggle because he's always like almost throwing it all up. I'm talking about this right now as I'm about to throw up from the dip. And then he says kind of like sardonically afterwards, like after he finally gets his 2 bottles of vodka down, he's like, oh, now I'm ready for my first drink of the day. And then he goes to the bar and then he starts
Wow.
and then every drink after that is, I mean, the 2 bottles of vodka are just like survival.
Wow.
And then the rest of the day is pleasure. And he just gets hammered on cranberry vodkas in bars. He's got a whole system for where to park in Beverly Hills to not get pulled over for a DUI, like which bars to go to. He has to have his cash like perfectly arranged so he can pull it out of his pocket without shaking too much because he can't get into his wallet past a certain time. He calls it like the tundra between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., where that's like the red alert time because you can't buy booze in California.
Which
And
is
if he's
fucked up.
And if he's caught without booze, like he will have withdrawals and die. So it's like a huge emergency every night that he has booze ready to go through that tundra.
How did Nicolas Cage play the character? in
I haven't
the-
seen the movie.
Why not?
Which that was a hipster fucking thing I said, but I haven't seen the movie, you know.
Wow.
I heard the movie has a happy ending, whereas in the book they just both die. Or he dies in the book.
He was killing himself, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean with alcohol, yeah. And he like maxed out his credit cards. He got fired from work and he spent the severance on booze. And then his game plan was basically like a suicide trip to Vegas. He was just going to go there and drink himself to
all
death.
right. I'm going to read it.
No, you won't.
Okay, I'm going to finish it before the end of the week. You want to bet on this?
I will bet $10 you don't finish it.
$10.
Yeah.
That's all right. Boring, but we'll do it.
Yeah, please wipe that wop grease off your hand before you shake it. You just had to wipe.
It was condensation from the bottle. Okay, not wop grease.
It's wop grease, dude.
Where do you get your income from? How do you
Mostly
survive?
from doing the deliveries.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
work. I forgot.
I really
but
worked
then,
my ass off, actually.
but if you wanted
And
to
I
get a
enjoy it.
place or something like that, could that happen? Like, would you have family that would send you money or things?
no, I
like
mean,
that?
I have the money right now to get the place, but
Uh-huh.
the thing is, I really don't want the place because
Mhm.
I've had the place. I've lived on the boardwalk in Venice Beach. Wow, that was a fucking ripoff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I lived right on the fucking beach, and you know what? I lived next to a fucking hat shop, and every day, all day, they played this fucking stupid song, "Itsy Bitsy Spider" or some shit like that,
That's a
because
weird song.
they were too cheap
That-
to pay the
I'd kill
performance
myself
royalty
if that was playing
organizations.
every day.
The itsy bitsy
Itsy
spider.
spider.
went
Yeah, but it
up
was like
the
a dance
water.
version
Oh,
of
that
it,
is-
you know.
that
and
they should all
and
be
it just,
killed.
and I'm paying like $3,000 a fucking month for rent, and I got to listen to this shit all day.
Damn. And Venice,
know-
your
Whoa.
neighbors, I'm sure, are all fucking hookers and crackheads and shit.
You know, and then I come home from a restaurant, and literally, like, homeless people would be like, "Hey, can I have your takeout?" I'd be like, "No, I'm actually going to eat it." And they'd be
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
what
what do
year
you
was
mean?
that?
That was, I think 2010, 2011.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't, because Venice, I know, has a very checkered history. It used to be, I guess, horrible.
It was really. I was
used-
there when I was a kid. This is a true story. I was there with Julio as a kid, and there was some guy. Well, it was an African American male. He pulled out a gun and just shot a couple shots in the air.
That was Venice back in the
Yeah.
day, because I used to live on the streets in
Yeah, and
Venice
we
in the
we
late
had to
90s.
run, dude. We had to run as a family, dude. Yeah, it was weird. It was people were trying to gentrify it at the time, so there were a bunch of white people there, and yeah, a man pulled out a gun and shot a couple shots into the air. We had to run.
They used to sell crack on 6th and Broadway, and the guys would ride around on bicycles, and they'd flash those little red laser pointers that people used to have, and that's how you knew they were holding. And I was driving an illegal taxi back in the day, and so I would pick up businessmen at like the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills and drive them down to 6th and Broadway in Venice to go buy crack, and we'd literally buy it out of the side of the fucking taxi.
Just business guys who wanted to get fucked up?
Yeah, they would, these fucking business guys would be on the trip, CEOs of whatever Visa, and these guys just fucking, once they're away from home, man,
Wow.
their wives have no idea what fucking animals they are.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds
Doing gay shit, smoking crack.
I used to make more money doing that than any regular fare. I mean, I would just cruise the fucking strip and shit at night and take these guys down to Venice for like $150 cash up front. And this is back in the late 90s.
Yeah,
So that was
a lot of money.
Pretty good money.
Yeah.
And, every time I'm like, oh, we're going to get fucking killed,
Yeah. You were like a crack tour guide.
Yeah, I was. I was a crack tour guide, and I also was, what did I do? I engaged in pandering. I got them hookers too.
Nice.
So I had a whole lineup of hookers that they could, enjoy after the crack. It'd be like, hey, you know what else? I got a girl who loves crack, and we could go pick her up, and then I could take you guys both back to the Four Seasons. And, that's another 100. So
How do you feel about a night like that, Danny? Just doing crack with a random hooker, and but you're at the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would, to me, just a bottle of Jack Daniels would do the trick. I wouldn't need the crack.
No, but add the crack in there.
Oh,
How are you feeling now?
I mean, just cocaine seems more dignified, even though I know it's not necessarily, but I just crack off the street. It just seems like if you have that much money, you could find a plug for some good high quality drugs that would come to you. And you could get like a nice high quality call girl who almost made it in Hollywood, but had no talent. It seems like you could get that, and that would be a cleaner, safer evening than going with Matthew down to 6th and Broadway.
Yeah. They didn't want it, though. That's the thing. Of course they could get it, but they didn't want it. They wanted that experience.
I see this.
They wanted that experience.
I see the allure only because it's like, wow, this drug makes people just live on the street. It's so good. Let me try this, I've never done it because obviously I haven't done fentanyl, but I'm just saying like that. I think that's the allure, right?
I think Matthew's got a point. Like these guys are they've got fucking 3 kids. They live in St. Louis, Missouri with their wife. They work 80 hours a week. They just turn into vampires when they get here. And I think like the more degenerate the experience, the better. He's probably right. They probably wanted like, they're straight, but the book Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. I don't know if you know that book.
Oh yeah, I love that book.
But yeah, like
people are afraid to merge.
People are afraid to merge in LA. But then also there's a scene where like Bret Easton Ellis's character, I forget what his name is. What's the character's name?
I can't remember either.
But like Julian or Trent, one of the boy hookers, goes with him to a hotel, and the narrator has to watch while like the boy hooker gets fucked by a rich businessman who might not have even been gay. He might have just been a degenerate.
What would you do in that situation?
If I was watching?
Yeah. What would you do?
Fucking, I guess just watch. I mean, what would you do? Fucking run over there and open your mouth?
Can we leave? You asshole. What about leaving, dude? I'm fucking out, dude. Jesus
How about
Christ.
jacking it?
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's Bret Easton Ellis is the fucking shit, dude. I love.
Yeah.
Did you read the new book? The Shards?
No.
Yeah, he's got a new novel out.
You
Very
guys are so cool.
fuck?
You guys are readers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, that book, I will say the book that having read the book The Shards got me laid by a really hot girl recently. So
Really?
I will say that.
No,
How did that work?
No,
I
I've
want to
seen
know.
you.
I want to hear this story.
Danny, I will say this. What I've seen Danny like bring up like fucking things that are like things that he's read about in history or books, and it's worked very well. So,
Well,
this is a real thing.
the girl posted a story of The Shards, and like, I mean, most of the guys trying to get at her were like, "Oh man, your titties look good, ma." And like that's most of like the come-ons. But when I like,
Damn, so she has strictly black men in her DMs.
yeah, man, it sounds
It's
like it
just-
based on that impression.
Just strictly black dudes.
Probably a lot. But when I fucking DM'd her and I started talking about The Shards, oh, it was fucking on, dude. And like then I got her number. We started texting over text, and it was fucking a wrap because I could talk about The Shards, which is like a 500-page novel about a gay man's experience in 1980s Los Angeles.
No, it's cool. I think
Shards.
I've always wanted. I've always pumped.
It's
you gotta
long. It's great though. It's like a total.
It's like 100 times longer than less than.
No, I
it's
think
long. Yeah,
it's the theory. You're a Renaissance man. I can tell that you are a Renaissance man. You know, and I do
People
think.
have accused me of that. What the fuck?
Well, it's true. You know a lot about a little bit about a lot of things.
What's up, Bailey?
Okay.
There's also when he calls me a Renaissance man. It's like, what does that mean? I fuck boys? Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It means that you've experienced life like a little bit more like in a wide spectrum than most people.
You can sit down.
Yeah, we have a giant autistic man coming onto the podcast right now.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Bailey.
Nice, Bailey.
Oh, it's empty. It's empty. It's
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, I polished that off.
Now there are
ago.
3 people that are under the influence.
Wow, you're really drunk, Bailey.
That's awesome.
This is just how much do you weigh again, Bailey?
Hello.
How much do you weigh?
Why would you? That's the first question you're asking.
Talking to the microphone,
I've
Bailey.
been wanting to snuggle for a while.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're snuggling.
How much do you weigh, Bailey?
I'm probably about 320 right now, bro. I'm big body.
Damn, dude.
Damn, he's
Yeah, dude,
slurring.
That's why I went 3 for 3 in the softball game, Leo.
Okay, well, he got on base twice with errors. You know
I
what?
won
He is
a base
doing okay.
4 times.
You know what? He's
I
doing
walked.
okay. He has not played softball in a long time, and Bailey is doing okay. But you know where he's really, really doing well? At the bar after the game. He is a complete legend. Everybody's
He's
like,
got that
texts
bag,
me.
bro.
I've gotten probably 20 texts from the boys like, bro,
thanks.
Bailey's a fucking monster, bro. We're doing fucking bear fights. Which dude? They drink like Jaeger bombs and shit. Bailey's demolishing at the bar, guys.
Yeah, Bailey, your life is basically set up right now just to be like the bar hero after a softball game.
That's who he is. He is the bar hero after the softball game. We're talking like there's 50-year-old guys that are like taking breaks from hanging with their wives, and they're just enjoying Bailey getting plastered, making a scene. He went up. I'll say this: the first time he went there, he went up to 2 South African guys, and he asked.
Shit.
He said, "You guys want to go triple team a bitch together?" Dude, it was out of control.
Do they like it?
They did. They were
loved
dude.
it.
So they loved it, but they were a little bit like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Were they
kind of
black?
shit. No, they were South African white dudes.
Okay.
It's a strange rugby bar deep in the valley. And so there's these South African white people that show up to watch rugby.
Yeah.
And Bailey went up to 2 guys that were watching rugby and asked to triple team a bitch with
Yeah,
them.
that's nice.
Yeah. So,
Bailey, you look like you're gonna pass out. You're so
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
drunk, dude. Can we
Let me
get
get this
can we get a camera on
I
Bailey?
Ubered here.
You look really drunk.
dude,
I
he's
fucking
handing-
I'm glad to hear that
Don't
you
worry.
Ubered here.
Dude.
I
I'm
Ubered
really
here.
glad to hear
I'm not
that.
drinking and driving, motherfucker.
Why are you so drunk, dude?
He's going through some bullshit right now.
He's
Yeah.
going through a lot
What?
right now.
He's
He
going
is.
through a lot.
What's the bullshit?
Bailey is going through a lot, yeah.
Fucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, you're on the
Fucking-
couch. Talk
With
to
this
Dad.
Ukrainian piece of shit. Okay?
Well, I mean, the real problem is the wops. Let's keep it real.
No,
I mean, the real problem is the Italians not stepping up and helping me.
What?
This motherfucker.
What? No,
Listen, this Ukrainian fucker,
yeah.
okay? He wants to fight me again.
Yeah.
And
You already beat him up.
fucking beat the shit out of him the first time.
So,
I
there's
think
a
it's
story.
setup.
He beat up a guy because he tried to steal your dog, basically.
Well, you're dating.
Long story short.
We'll get into it on the Patreon pod, but
Yeah.
you are dating like a Satan woman
Wait,
right
this
now.
isn't the Patreon?
Not
No.
yet, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, this is the end of the original pod, which
Yeah.
was an unbelievable, I think a phenomenal podcast with
Yeah.
Matthew here.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah! Well, I'm helping fucking punctuate this shit, aren't I?
You fucking AR.
Listen, this is some fucking bullshit I'm dealing with.
He read your text earlier, by the way, motherfucker. Why are you talking
The
so much shit
Yankees-
about the Yankees?
the
You know
Yankees text.
the Yankees are
I
dominating right
bet
now.
on them, bro. Why
Yeah.
are we fucking winning or what?
We'll see, dude. I don't think the game's
Fucking
even
Jew?
started, dude. Hey, dude, you don't,
He
don't
is
you
a
dare
Jew.
call me that.
You're a fucking
the
wop
game hasn't
Jew
even-
at the same time.
Listen,
Two
I'm not a
things-
WAP
two
Jew.
things- Two
You
things
cannot-
at once, motherfucker. That's
Listen,
you.
this WAP Jew's a Yankee fan, and the game hasn't even started. It hasn't even started.
Listen,
But listen, on the Patreon pod, we will keep tracking the game.
Well, he's just talking with
What's his
Matthew about
buzz?
taking a shot right now.
This is
He already
unbelievable.
called you a WAP Jew and he tuned out.
That's unbelievable, dude.
we need to take one more.
Cause-
Leo, you better
And
not be
you
a
know what?
fucking pussy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I am kind of a WAP Jew, dude. I really am. So that's
Bro, the
maybe-
way you were hitting singles, like you played
Okay.
D1 baseball. What the fuck are
He
you
doesn't
hitting home runs?
understand who I
This
am.
is like
I'm Barry
softball.
Bonds. They don't give me a pitch to hit.
It's
Oh,
softball.
I either have a chance to walk
Bro's
or I get
hitting
a single
singles.
because the ball's so far out of the equation, I can't even hit it. You understand?
Dude,
Watch
Bro's
the
hitting-
game. You're watching from a rookie eye right now. You're a
Bro-
rookie.
Bro's hitting singles, bro.
I'm hitting single. I can't. They can't get me out. They either walk
Oh, yeah.
me
Say
or they
what the
just
fuck you
try to
wanna
pitch
say.
around me and
You're
get a
just
single.
wop.
I am a Barry Bonds. I'm the
I
best
love you.
player in the league ever for 10 years.
Bailey just told Matthew he loved him, dude.
That's great.
I love this guy, dude. He's fucking sick. Okay, but here's the
Don't
thing,
come after
Leo.
my softball career.
We're-
I'm a goddamn legend.
Okay, we're gonna be legends together. Without me, you wouldn't be shit. We wouldn't have won.
my god,
We
dude.
wouldn't have won this fucking
Dude,
week without
and
me.
he did-
Tell
he-
me
you know
that's
what?
wrong.
Yeah, you know
What's
what?
even going on
Bailey,
right now?
I love your enthusiasm. I'm not gonna say anything. I think you're doing great. Keep coming and go to the cages. Definitely hit at the cages. I'll hit a lot of balls. at
That's
the
an
cages.
insult. Why are you
No, it
insulting
isn't.
him? Yeah.
I am not insulting him. I just want him to get
You're such an
accustomed
Italian.
to the softball that we're playing, which
Fucking
is a
piece
high
of
level.
shit.
He's entered.
Isn't he?
into
He's a
high-
Ginzo
He's
Heeb,
a
isn't he?
Fucking Genzo piece of shit.
I'm a Ginzo piece of shit. I'm a Ginzo
You
heeb.
fucking wop.
You're a Ginzo Heeb.
I'm a Ginzo heeb.
Yeah.
Fucking he.
A Middle
I don't-
Eastern
and Matt,
Gins?
here we are just cuddling, bro. This guy's a fucking piece of shit.
Bailey, you
Right?
coming in here right now after I put you on my softball team, calling me a piece of shit?
Can I be on the
are you?
softball team?
What's up?
Can I be on the softball
Yes,
team?
dude, you would be perfect.
Matt,
Please,
I
I
want you
wanna
on
play
here.
on
And
a
guess
team?
what? There's a lot of people that live in their vans right in the parking
I
lot.
want to be included.
Dude, you got to come to the softball
Mhm.
team.
Can I be on the softball team?
Yeah. you
Yes.
can
Well,
softball
why
team.
the fuck aren't you on it, Danny?
Because I
He's
play baseball like a mad, not softball.
Oh wow, dude.
What a
Bailey,
fucking-
tell him it's competitive, isn't it?
Dude, it's so competitive. You have no idea.
Dude, Bailey is.
Dude, I'm
you know
gonna
what?
fuck Sam's bitch after this game, bro.
Oh,
Who's
dude.
bitch?
Who's Sam?
Sam, bro, Sam, third baseman. I love
Oh.
you, Sam. But you're
Dude,
you're
you were
beautiful.
calling out our third baseman. You're saying you're gonna fuck our third baseman's bitch
She's
on my
so
podcast,
fucking hot.
dude.
Is she hot?
Dude,
She's
she is.
fucking
She is
hot.
hot. She's a hot black chick. So he's obviously.
I see.
Right on, bro.
Hey, I do
Wait a
admire.
second.
I do admire your dedication to a single race. You only sleep with black women.
Danny,
But
I-
it
really?
hasn't worked out so well the last two. One tried to scam him for citizenship, and
Yeah.
the other one is even worse.
Yeah,
We're talking about it on the Patreon pod.
Yeah.
She is the devil reincarnated,
Correct.
your current girlfriend, dude.
And you know what?
It's
I'm
bad.
still not over the fact that one of our third baseman just had his girlfriend come to the game.
That's on him.
And
Why
no,
would you
stop.
bring your stripper girlfriend to the
Stop.
game?
She's not a is she a stripper?
She looks like
I
one.
think you're spreading. You're saying she's a stripper now. I can't get over the fact that a guy can't bring his girlfriend to the game because you will say publicly that you want to fuck his girlfriend on my bike. This is out of control, dude.
She's hot. That's
Oh
fuck.
my god,
There's
dude.
nothing
Can I
like
see her?
fucking-
She's
Can I
got
see her?
those little
I'll
plastic
find her.
titties on.
She's a hot black chick.
like
She's a really hot black chick.
Not really, but I mean,
Anyway,
here's the
I
thing.
think it's time. Listen, I think it's time, boys and girls, to go over to the old Patreon pod.
Yeah,
We love you all. This has been a banger podcast.
yeah, it's
huh?
been good. Yeah, thank you, Matthew.
You're
Yeah,
Matthew,
welcome. Thank you for having me on
Matthew,
the show.
you murdered it, man.
Yeah,
I think
crushed it, dude.
So much fun.
as long as you remain in town, I think the boys are going to want to have you again. If you like Matthew, let us know in the comments. You guys comment a lot. We love you guys. Go over to the Patreon. We'll see you there. It's going to get even wilder. I'm drunk.